Welcome to Testing Positive. I know that's a scary thing that you hear in this day and age. You hear someone tested positive for COVID-19 and you get nervous. But I want to talk to you about how we ought to respond when our faith and when our behaviors and our character, when it's tested. Because believe it or not, the Bible has a lot to say concerning when we are tested and how that shapes us. And there's benefits to being tested and benefits to being brought through a trial. So we're going to get right into this, and I'm going to go with our first benefit that we're going to look at. And that's this. This is from 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 through 7. He says, "In this you rejoice. You have been grieved by various trials." He's talking about persecutions. He's talking about the test of faith. When you're going through those moments when you're squeezed. He says, "So that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to the result in praise and glory and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ." That's a lot to say one simple thing, that when you're tested in your faith, it produces genuineness. I don't know about you, but I struggle with the idea of sometimes wondering if people that I know around me are Christians. Not from a standpoint of judgment, not that, but from a standpoint of genuine concern about them. Like, do they really have faith? Like, are they really, truly connected to Jesus? And according to this scripture, one of the things that determines whether or not someone is truly a Christian is how they react in the middle of being tested. And truthfully, all Christians, we all go through trials and tribulations and testing in one form or another. But what happens to a believer is when they are squeezed, what happens is coming out of them is the true faith, the true response to that test, and you truly get a glimpse of what it's like to see what someone is on the inside. I said at the beginning of this pandemic, and I'll say it again all the way through, this pandemic has not changed people's character at all. No, this pandemic has brought out what people have within them. The same is true for our faith. So one of the benefits of when we are tested, and I'm going to go back to this again, when we go through trials, when you're right now in the midst of uncertainty, when you yourself feel like, I can't believe I'm going through this, I can't believe that I am having to go through this trial, one of the benefits is that your faith shines. And look what he says, it's actually more precious than gold that perishes. So that's one of the things that we have to hold on to. When you're tested, a positive thing to look at is, I'm going through this trial right now, but you know what? God is showing the world and those around me that my faith is real, that my faith is approved, that my faith is genuine.